I have all of these mint errors. I mean, we're talking detached leg errors, strike throughs, missing letters, date, you know, double die and a DDR, double die reverse on one coin. Why am I not rich? Why have I not paid off my house or retired or my car? How much are they worth? Well, we're going to talk about that in this video, so stay tuned. But first, if you have a question about a coin, you post an image front and back over here on our Coin Help You community. It'll be linked in every description and a pinned comment in all of our videos. Also, portsmouthcoinshop.com is our website where you can buy coins from us. And we have auctions going right now. And we have a lot of inventory we add. So come over here to portsmouthcoinshop.com if you want to support our channel and support our little coin shop here in Portsmouth, Ohio. So let's get to this one first. This is a 2005 nickel with a detached, the bison has a detached leg. I'm going to try to look at this. If you can see the back leg there, it's not completely attached. Annex graded these, but it graded a low grade of Mint State 63 for a circulation, or at least something it was found in. Probably a roll or something like that, I'm not sure. But anyway, how much is it worth? Well, what you want to do is look at sold auctions to see if it's worth sending off for grading. And the best way to do that is to go to Heritage. And here are Heritage sold auctions for this item. And as you can see, there's one that sold in 2017 for $156 in the same holder, but it was Mint State 65. So, you know, what would mine be worth? The most recent sales, maybe. We could put in 63 if we wanted to. 64 sold for 69. Well, when you send it off to PCGS for grading, it's going to cost you that much to have it graded. Are they worth more now? Is this coin worth $100 in 63? None of them up here have sold for that much money in Mint State 63. So I just wouldn't call this worth sending off. I know it's cool and they actually label it, but it's not a huge home run. And that's why it's very important to see the grade of an error as well as if it's actually a variety or an error. This should be a variety, being that something happened to the die. It's not something happened during the striking process or the planchet creation. Then I have this, a 1972 struck through grease type 1 reverse, and it's graded AU58, and it's obviously an Eisenhower dollar. And look at it. I mean, look what's missing all over this coin. I mean, you can barely make out the date, you know, and it's circulated, marked up, but you can hardly see any details on the obverse of this coin. And people think, wow, missing letters, man, it's got to be. Well, is it? Let's find out how much it's actually worth. Or let's try to find out. Because when you come over here and see a Mint State 60 sell for $59, I mean, it's just not worth sending off for grading. It's cool. It's a mint error. It's one of those things where you'd probably just put it up on eBay and let people bid the auction up. Don't tell them it's rare. Don't tell them it's worth a lot of money or missing letters. Oh, it's got to be something great for the future or whatever. Just sell it. Most recent sales, we can try to find that. This would be under a mint error, obviously. It's really not anything special. You would hope that it was since you found it, but missing all those design elements, it's just not worth a lot of money. And then we have a 1989 5-cent broadstruck, Mint State 64, and this one is a Jefferson nickel, and you can see that it's broadstruck. Now, this would be a larger diameter than a normal nickel. And you can see that it kind of spreads out the lettering and all that. That doesn't mean anything other than it did not have the retaining collar and it was struck outside of that and it became a broadstruck because that's what retains the diameter of the coin. So how much is this worth? We can take a look at Heritage on this one too. So I'll look up 1989 broadstruck. I mean, even with full steps and off center, they're just not worth that much. This one here is a multi-struck. It's an NGC holder. Here's the Jefferson nickel. This is the one right here. I mean, almost identical, except mine's in Mint State 64. Okay, so $47. It's just not worth sending off. I mean, you might send it to Annex, make a couple dollars on it. In 64, maybe it's worth $55 or $60. I don't know, but like I said, it's a cool error. I mean, when you look at the coin, it is kind of cool. I mean, probably worth more than a PCGS holder, but the thing of it is, it's going to cost you more to get it in a PCGS holder. So, when you think about how much they sell for, how much the grading fees are, how much it's going to cost, even though it is cool as can be and looks like a unicorn, and some people have not seen these before, and you find one and you're going to think that it's something great. I mean, you watch this video and it is cool, and it's worth some money, maybe 20, 30 bucks, ungraded. So it'd be a cool find, but it's definitely not going to pay off cars or retirement or $1 million coins. I've heard a lot of that before. I get it though. If you don't know about coins, you kind of get confused. So this is a 1921, and it's a Morgan dollar. Now, when you start getting into these type of coins, the errors on these can be worth more money if they're dramatic enough. So this one is struck through Greece. It's mint state 63. Now the strike through is on the reverse. It's not a great looking Morgan dollar. It's not too bad, but you can see that it's actually missing part of the states where it struck through, and the OD in God is very weak. And I know people have found stuff like this, and you just think, man, this has got to be it. This has got to be the one. Well, let's take a look over here at Heritage and see if we can find an example that's like it in the same grade. I mean, look at that, $616 if it's missing this much. It has to be missing a lot more than what this one's missing. Here's a smaller one. It's kind of a little larger size struck through than mine. It sold for $57.50, but that's an older auction. Let's try most recent over here. Always click on the most recent and see if we can come up with a value that's closer. See, it's not really coming up with. Let me go to the errors. So you have all these options over here on the left hand side, and it lets you decide what to look for. Special finish. Let me see if there is an error. There it is, 10. So there's 10 errors. I passed it up. So here's what they look like and what they sell for if they're dramatic enough. This one's not that dramatic. I don't know, maybe worth $100, similar to that one. A little bit more is missing on this one here. So what, 50 to $100 for this one, possibly. It even has a grade on. This was a Binion Horde one, so that might be why it sold for 100. So maybe this is only worth $50. Hardly worth the grading fees. So I don't know. That one's kind of up in the air. It's 50-50 on that one because that was 2004. We're looking at 2022 now, and air is a little more popular right now. So maybe this would sell for a little bit more now. Might be surprised. Maybe this is some of the things I should send off to Great Collections to see what happens. Just never know. I mean, being a Morgan dollar, it's a little more rare to find the strike throughs, where it's more common on modern coins. You see it a lot on modern coins. Now, this is another one you don't see very often anymore because I think they stopped grading laminations, or at least for the most part, because it can cause damage to the coin when they try to sonically seal these slabs. But anyway, this is a 1940, no date, right? I mean, who knows what date it is? Some people would argue maybe it's a 43. You can't do that. They won't grade it a 43, so it's irrelevant. But anyways, it's a mint era, very fine 20 brown obverse lamination on this wheat cent. See if we can get a really good close-up. As you can see, this is a very dramatic delamination as far as it, basically the date's gone. I know a lot of people would argue, man, what if that's a 43? Can you make out a 43? And you can't do that to yourself. I see people doing that all the time. Just, you don't want to do that to yourself. It's not a 43. There's no chance of it ever getting 43. It's a no date, really. It's a 1940 something. That's the best you can do. So what's it worth? I mean, we can try to find a lamination that's sold over here that's similar to this. And I didn't really have any luck. I tried to find a delamination. I found some on cents. I mean, you can look at some of the values, but nothing on a wheat cent, a common date wheat cent, to make it worth anything. So this is a no-go. I mean, it's cool. I mean, it's like I said, some of this stuff is just what you just throw up maybe to sell to people that are on maybe eBay that they like to buy this stuff. But you got to make sure you don't overhype it. So now we have this special one right here. This one I have, well, let's just take a look at it first. Some of you have seen this. I did a video on it. It is a 1979 5-cent nickel, obviously, struck on a magnetic planchet, 5.0 grams. It's mint state 61. So this planchet is magnetic, not because it's plated, but because of the properties of the alloy. Something made it magnetic. Not really sure. It doesn't look that special. I mean, maybe a little, I don't know, it does look a little different. So it has some different, maybe alloy mixture. I don't know. It needs XRF tests that I need to do more about this coin. But you will not find a value on this. I looked at Heritage. You can look at great collections. It looks like to me, if you run your magnets over all your 1979s, maybe someone will come up with another one. Maybe I'll have this tested. Maybe I'll take this to the coin show next time and know a dealer that's got an XRF gun and have him, give it a couple minutes under that and see what it comes up as. See what it happens. And then the other thing is this. This would be considered a variety. So varieties and mint errors are two different things. You always have to know that. This is a double die reverse and a double die obverse. And I hear a lot of people saying, man, if you got on both sides, it's going to be worth probably worth more money. It's not. This was popular at one time. These were going for a little bit of money at one time, but they're just not going for much now. It's hard to see the double die on these under this, but it's a very minor double die. And Mint State 67 probably makes it more valuable than the double die itself. So these, I don't know, worth 25 to 50 bucks now, maybe. So really hardly worth grading fees. Now, Annex is cheaper. I think it's $18 plus your grading fee. So you're going to have a little less money in an Annex holder. So you want something to be worth, at least $50 if you found it for nothing or face value. You want it to be worth at least 50 or 60 bucks to send it to Annex even. But they sell for less. So there you have it. There's a few mint errors and one variety that I have, maybe two varieties if you consider the detached leg. It's just something to show you how to look up the values and what mint errors are actually worth. Be realistic in your search. Be realistic in what you think they're worth. Don't jump to conclusions just because something's missing letters. And realize that most mint errors out there, and there's a lot of them to be found, you can find them, are not worth a lot of money and usually not worth sending off for grading. So if anything you take from this is to be realistic in your search and have fun with the hobby. You find something cool, you want to sell it on eBay, that's fine. Make sure you are describing it accurately and you're pricing it accurately. So thanks for watching my latest video. Please like, share, and comment, and have a great day.